New chapter for TNT. We're red, ready, and responsible. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
All is it in your hand. PNM is the plan. Ready, hold it steady. PNM, we are one lovely nation under a groove. The Ganges don't need the night. Them boys with the hidden agendas and the mind benders. People don't take it.
Oh gosh, look at people. Now they say two things don't win elections. Crowds and polls. But if this crowd had to say and show the support we have today for Barataria and want to bring it home, well, PNM family, we have things looking good. I'm going to be brief. I see I have 7.5 minutes here. I would have liked more. But let me introduce myself to those who don't know me. My name is Dr. Muhammad Yunus Ibrahim, and it's my absolute pleasure standing on all protocols observed here tonight to address you here in this august crowd, a crowd that I am familiar with, an area that I know too well. It is 25 years, 3 years before I finished my degree, my second degree. I landed right here in the Kwezi, and it's 25 years of staying, and it's the next 25 and 30 years, I ain't going nowhere. I challenge any of my 3 contestants, any single one, to ask themselves, and you ask them, did you ever live here? Have you ever voted here? Have you ever invested your livelihood here? Have you ever served the community by hiring hundreds and hundreds of young entrepreneurs and people who wanted a better time and a better way? It gives me absolute pride and joy to walk the constituency and to meet individuals whom worked under me when I was the Director of Operations at Ramesh Anila, right there where Massey is, right there. And they say, oh gosh, Mr. Yunus, is you? Nah, they pull out the whole house. They say, Mommy, Daddy, this is the man who showed me the way. This is the man who showed me what an honest work of an honest day pay was. This is the man who has come forward and brought me where I couldn't get at O-levels, and he nurtured me into excellence of what I serve. But let me tell you something. I found myself in Barataria, San Juan, a place that I quickly became not just a stop along the way. It came home. I fell in love with the energy, the warmth of the people, and the rhythm of everyday life here. So much so, I have planted my business here in this constituency and built my life around it. Barataria San Juan, 25 years of service, you have built me. Allow me to build you. Allow me, your sour boy, to be the one who comes forward and carries you to greatness. Look around us. Let me tell you something. I used to live right here on 48 Eastern Main Road, Sour. I come in Sour for love, and I stay in Sour because of love. I used to sit down right there, and I used to watch the prime ministers come and go and look across the avenue in Socorro Village. Meetings wasn't here, you know. Meetings was across there in Socorro Village when it was not True Value. It was a high-low. It was a big car park, and all of we used to flood the streets. Let me tell you something. Ask yourself a question, Barataria San Juan. You have a candidate here who comes from a life of service. Another thing I challenge you to ask, do you have an individual who both parents are still alive and have been honored by different presidents of this great country we live in? Do you have that in them? My father has Shakonia Silver for community service, Dr. Mansour Ibrahim. He was honored by President Robinson. My mother has Shakonia Gold. She was honored by President Carmona. But my love for Barataria San Juan didn't stop there. I was given a blessing by the last Prime Minister and current political leader to represent Trinidad and Tobago, to walk in the Senate and put on my red, my black, my white, and represent this country as an intellect who was able to bring many, and add to many legislative agendas of for the country. That fire was lit inside of me when I was declared and announced as the chairman of the Joint Select Community of Human Rights, Equality, and Diversity. That is when it struck a note to me. Not when I became the Vice President of the Senate. When I was given that responsibility. That is what made me realize the beauty of public service. That chairmanship of that Joint Select Committee, according to my faith as a Muslim, they have two people we have to see about first. We have to see first about the orphans and the children, and we have to see about the elderly and the women who have no help. That committee allowed me to exercise my faith as a Muslim, to be able to bring about legislative recommendations for the members of parliament who served in education. As our MP, Dr. Nayan Gaspidoli, received many recommendations from me. We received many recommendations from the Ministry of National Security. We gave many recommendations to the Office of the Prime Minister when it came to child and gender affairs. We walked into every single home, every single children's home when there was a dark cloud over it. And through the PNM and watching of the executive, we brought light to the matter. I have represented you as a senator, but I am not yet your member of parliament for Barataria, San Juan. Today I seek to become that, having been invited by the People's National Movement to step forward and bring both worlds together, national leadership and love. Always remember here, I here because I love, and I love you. Everyone knows that I am a son of the soil of Barataria, San Juan, not just by birth, but by choice. And there's no place I'd rather stand and serve. My heart belongs here. Putting aside my dental practice, putting aside my heritage, putting aside the fact that I ran organizations that encompass thousands of people, not hundreds, thousands as the Supermarket Association president. I have one commitment to you. As my home as Barataria, San Juan, when elected your MP, I will put Barataria, San Juan first. Let me sit at the table. Let me sit at the table and give you fine representation. Let me sit at the table and lobby for you. Let me sit at the table and bring the grit, the hard testicular fortitude with the backing of the women of the PNM and the children of the PNM. And let us make this community the greatest, because great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.
This is a new chapter. Join us on the road to victory. On Monday, April 14th, La Hokata, the People's National Movement, will be having a public meeting at Phase 2 HDC Car Park. We're red, ready, and responsible. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.